You're still tuned into the Weekend Startup, and if you're just joining us, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Now, also with us this evening is a hip-hop master, the Ronaldinho of our time. His real name is Resilience Chekera, affectionately known as GZE. Thank you so much for joining us on the Weekend
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah?
Ronaldinho of our times.
How does that feel?
I like that. I think I dribble with lyrics, yep.
Come on, man.
Cheating.
Listen, I've heard that a lot of people refer to you as the Ronaldinho of our time. Then I got to listen to your music, and I must say I add to it. Yeah?
Thank you.
Now, also doing the rounds on the streets is the song Kadat So.
Yes.
Yeah, so talking about Kadat is the pizzazz, yeah?
Yeah, it's the pizzazz, it's the finesse, it's the Midas touch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that practice, the discipline, the consistency that goes on behind the scenes that people don't see.
Yeah.
And they see it, they want just to emulate they want to emulate the result,
yeah.
but it's a process.
It's embering 100K views right now on YouTube.
Yeah, we're almost there, 15K to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Talk to me about when you end up on the scene and then, you know, it's a hit song like this. How do you master it like that? Do you come to it like that? Do you think to yourself, let's make a hit song, or do you give it to us?
No. You know, my recording process is very free-flowing. You know, so what comes out is what comes out, and then we try to run with that. We go with that, we push it, but we sit down with a team and we pick out a single and say, okay, this is one that is more fitting to the times, or to get this result. Let's go with this one.
Now, when we have hits like Kadat So, you expect them to be placed on prominent playlists.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we also go there, Banana, YouTube, and Spotify, and we look for those, the hit songs in Zimbabwe.
Yep.
Normally it's written with the Zimbabwe hottest. And you see songs like Kadat So there.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the effort that's put into being part of those playlists, and how difficult is it? Is it difficult at all?
Well, you know, whenever you're doing music, like, or anything, you know what I'm saying, like, smart people are the key. You gotta align yourself with smart people, strategic synergies that know where to press the records.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you're a musician and you're the smartest person on your team, you're in trouble.
Listen, let's talk about the visuals. Yeah, the Kadat So.
Yeah.
It is the creativity there is astounding.
Yeah.
So how did you get there?
That idea was Sim Doc, you know.
Sim Doc, yeah.
He gave me a treatment, like he usually just puts together like little visual, a little visual synopsis that lets you know what he wants to do with the scenes, and this verse goes with this scene and stuff like that.
Yeah. And like you said, you need a lot of creativity on the whole team, because if it's up to you only, it'll be a lot. Now, talking about creativity and bringing the culture all together, you've been doing Freestyle Fridays.
Yeah.
It's an interesting concept. How did you come up with that?
Well, that was me just trying to get back into rapping and releasing music after I'd been out. I had an accident. I was almost out for a year plus, so I wasn't putting out music for that whole time. And this was me just trying to get back into the game, trying to find my footing again.
Yeah. You've been at it for about 3 months now.
Yeah, 3 months now. Yeah.
Okay, absolutely lovely. And
so we dropped the Freestyle Fridays as a tape. It's available on all purchase platforms right now. Yeah.
How welcome is it? How welcome are the other artists to Freestyle Fridays?
You know, it's doing pretty dope. You know? It's doing pretty dope. It's drumming up my numbers on my socials. So yeah.
Yeah. Listen, if social media is saying yes, then you know you're well within. Now, I wanted to say the album took time, but no, you took time to give us the album. Long awaited. What was happening there?
Number one, I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Number two, I was doing stuff pretty much on my own. So now I have a team, everything works more smoothly. It's like a mechanical hustle now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I do what I do best. The people that do marketing and promo and PR and everything, they do what they're supposed to do. Yeah.
Speaking about team, which producers did you work with on the album? The album is titled Chekera.
Yeah.
So which producers did you work with?
I worked with Gangsta Mady from No Limits. There's Afro Zenda, and there's a kid called Texas.
The album Chekera is from your surname.
Yeah, it's from my surname.
How is that you paying homage to GZE, to Resilience?
No, it's just me trying to say, like, whatever we do in this world, whatever we hustle for, you know what I'm saying, we do it for our last name. Yeah.
I'm for that.
So you want to work until, you know, anybody from your lineage or where you come from doesn't have to introduce themselves. You know, they say that name, they can get a seat at the table. They can get a conversation.
Come on.
Yeah.
Now, listen, hip-hop has been just making noise the past couple of 3 weeks, and there's a lot of beef there. I'm not surprised I did not see you involved there. Now, that takes me to my question. Maturity adds to that, or is it that you trying to protect your brand?
You know, after time when people feud, it's ego, it's pride,
Yeah.
you know. But for the most part, it's just a lack of communication. You know what I mean? It's just miscommunication.
It's miscommunication
Most of that stuff can be
between-
solved with a conversation. You know
It's
what I mean?
miscommunication between who?
The parties involved.
Yeah. And
in the quote
do you
unquote beef.
think that your fans have got anything to do with the beef that you end up getting involved in? Do you think they push you somehow? I mean,
I'm not the type of person that can
Yeah.
be pushed into anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I do anything, it's my call. It's not for anybody. But you know, as far as artist feuding, sometimes it's gonna happen. People are gonna clash. It's a sport. You know what I mean?
It's a
competition.
sport?
Yeah, it's competition.
Yeah.
As long as people know the difference between hate and competition and keep it healthy.
I think lastly on the feud there, I would also like to know, would you be able to work with, or would you want to work with someone that you know there's been a feud with before, but maybe for the better of the brand
Absolutely.
and for the culture, you'd be like, let's put this aside, let's
Absolutely.
work. You have before?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes? All right. So you are an elder in the hip hop game. You know, you've been holding down this culture for about 2 decades now. So I'm
Okay.
sure a lot of people come to you for advice. You know, my youth, what do we do? How do you go about guiding them? And would you say yourself you are within the lines of handling the game?
I mean, like I don't see myself much as a gatekeeper, but you
Yeah.
know, if that title is placed upon me and somebody comes to me for advice or whatever, I'll just tell them to stay on your path, practice. Don't have less time to practice your craft and less time to just drum up your ego. You know what I mean? And stay focused and be around smart people, and you'll be alright.
Now, we've spoken about how you've been in the industry for 2 decades plus. State of hip hop has changed, especially here in Zimbabwe. It's a culture that we had to now have sink in and start doing it ourselves. What's your take on the state in 2022, headed 2023? What is it looking like?
I think 2022 has been the best year for hip hop in a very long
too.
time. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of artists that came out, new artists. You know what I'm saying? Some artists that were still there that are coming back out, like myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a lot of new voices adding flair and color to the genre, and the movement has grown and it's become bigger. It is really now a formidable culture.
There's always something to add to something that is blooming, like hip-hop is in 2022. What would you add or what would you change before we head on to a new year, or add?
I wouldn't change anything per se.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as add on, I just think maybe people take more entrepreneurship. You know what I'm saying? Like artists.
Yeah.
You know what you can make out of 5,000 streams is probably what you can make if you sell 2 t-shirts of your merchandise.
Yeah.
Yeah, so be more entrepreneurial, be more creative in terms of bringing in revenue.
I like that too. You've got to monetize your art,
Absolutely.
right, to a certain extent. Now, getting back to the exciting stuff. Today's a Friday. What do you usually get up to when you're not hooked up on a gig?
Well, I'm a stay indoors guy.
Stay
You know what
indoors?
I mean?
So
Yeah,
tonight
stay
you're indoors
with
or
family. Nah, but you know, when you have new music out, you have to be out there pressing and promoting. So
Yeah.
probably you just need to go from club to club, politicking with the DJs, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You make
And
that
seeing
sound
the
fun,
response.
the way, you know, partying in the DJs. Listen, we are embering festive season. What are you getting up to for this festive season?
Festive season, I usually always take a holiday.
Holiday?
I take a holiday. I try to get out of Zimbabwe and see a little bit more of Africa.
Absolutely lovely exposure is always good. Now, please do make sure you catch up with us, and that happens at #ZTN Prime, #The Weekend Startup, #Get the Picture. Stay tuned.